Hey guys, Jenny here from Sing Sensation. Now, I know I said we were going to be doing a series where we previewed, featured on video people that we were going to have at our show as our special guests, but I thought, why stop there? We know so many people in theater doing great things. Why not tell you all about what they're doing too? So today I'm here with Alison Smyth, who you may know from The Jersey Boys or Evil Dead the Musical, and we are also joined by Antflick, and she is the organizer of something called GDay. I think it's the first time in Toronto. It started in Vancouver, and it's one of the coolest things I've heard of that's happening in the city. So we're going to talk to these ladies a bit about what GDay is. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thanks for having us.
This is so exciting. GDay Toronto, first annual, hopefully. So tell us about it. What is GDay?
It's awesome. GDay it's a day of celebration and empowerment for adolescent girls. So we're really trying to create a new social movement. So it started in Vancouver, as you mentioned. We're doing it in Toronto, it's moving to Victoria, and we're hoping that it'll be in cities around the world to really unite girls and their communities during this age of transition. Because adolescence can be a really difficult time. A lot of challenging things going on in girls' bodies, in their communities, in their families. And so this is a time to really celebrate them for who they are, and bring the community together around them.
Amazing. And there's not really anything out there for that group of girls. There's stuff for younger kids, there's stuff for teenagers, so you're kind of hitting that market where they're still, well, we're always impressionable, who am I kidding? But
Right.
This is really amazing. I'm so excited that this is happening. And Alison, how did you become involved with GDay? You are a gal about town on the theater scene.
That's right. Well, Emily's one of my very best friends, and she was telling me about it one day in December, and I just said, hey, I'd love to help out in any way. Next thing you know, I'm sitting on my first ever committee, and this Sunday I'm stage managing the show, so I'm pretty excited about that, because I do have that theater background, and I have SM'd before. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, and they're very lucky to have someone as experienced as you on the team. It takes...
Yeah, we need it. We've got about 20 different presenters. We've got a whole variety of workshops, so it's definitely good to have somebody with a theater background like Alison to help put it all together.
Yeah, and you have an education background.
Yes.
Good.
I've been an educator in a lot of different contexts, from outdoor ed to classroom teaching, and I've also trained as a rite of passage facilitator, which is what this program really is all about. It's a rite of passage celebrating and marking the transition from childhood to adolescence.
Right. And you were mentioning how this started in Vancouver. It was a really cool story about the woman who began it. Can you share that story with us? I thought it was so great.
Yeah, so our founder, Madeline Shaw, she's the director of a company called Luna Pads, which is an eco-menstrual products company, and she runs that with Suzanne. They're both going to be joining us on Sunday in Toronto. So when Madeline was an adolescent, she said that she was so excited to become a woman, and she thought that it was going to be like everybody was going to come out and celebrate, and they'd throw flowers at her, they'd roll out the red carpet for her, and then puberty kind of just happened, and no one celebrated it, and no one marked it, and there was no sense of a real transition.
Just cramps.
Just
Yeah.
cramps. Yeah.
Or, now you buy this, now you buy that, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Next day at school.
So
we
now,
kind of fantasize
so
about
it's
it.
years later, and now she's actually a mom of an adolescent girl, and she just kind of realized, it's time to create this sacred space for girls and women to come together during this transition.
And celebrate it and not be embarrassed and not, this is happening and it's weird and it's uncomfortable and I have to hide. It's celebrate it, you're becoming a woman, you're welcome. And like you were saying earlier about women being welcomed into the village from being a child to being a woman, it's a rite of passage, like you said.
Like millennia ago, these were big deals, and in other cultures they are. Maybe we've lost a lot of kind of spiritually things, for lack of a better word, in North America. So I think it's pretty fun. And to go forth into your teen years when you're going to be all these new things happening anyway, to go forth being like, it's cool, this is just what happens, this is me. I got a great hug, I went to a party. I hope to see this happening every year, and like you said, like spreading around the world.
Yeah. So being empowered and going into that new stage of life feeling confident and feeling accepted and celebrated rather than feeling timid and confused. And
social media today, or like what it's like when you realize, I'm not that market. You were saying about the market, like, I don't want to shop at Toys R Us anymore. Wow, I have to shop at Victoria's Secret? Like, what's in between?
Right.
Or if you're going to go to Victoria's Secret, go with a sense of empowerment instead of, or all these photos on the internet, I have to be this. Like,
So do you deal with body image at GDay?
Yeah, there will be some of the themes we deal with. We're talking about body image, leadership, sisterhood.
That's good.
Where we've got a presentation on women in tech careers. So, we've got a hip hop artist coming. We've got different women talking about really, going for your dreams. Because one of the other real goals of this is also to represent the diversity of experiences, that there's not one way to be a woman. That there are a lot of different women, and that some girls are really excited about this transition. Some girls are scared. Some girls are, a mix of both. So.
I cried for days!
Yeah,
They didn't have GDay!
So there are always different things. Yeah, it's exactly that. Like, every time I tell somebody about it, they go, I wish I had GDay when I was this age, because I thought I was the only one, and I felt isolated, and I was scared, and I didn't understand, and I thought I was the only one who had boobs, or who didn't have boobs, or who got my period, or who still liked sports, or who wasn't into sports, and whatever your experience was, there's this sense of isolation, and we're really trying to break that down and to show girls that, we're all going through different things. Your mothers, the generation before you, went through different things.
We're still going through things.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you get some tools. That's like maybe what we lacked, maybe other people lack that are watching, but going forward, 2015 forward, helping change the generations.
That's